In the previous episode, we built this brand new building right behind me, which is our brand new flower shop, which houses not one, but two types of flower farms. But in today's episode, I want to upgrade the street even more by adding some more shops to the opposite side of the street. And how will we do that? Well, we'll be placing placeholder buildings all the way from over there to there that we can turn into shops and factories in future episodes. Hello everybody, I'm DSL and welcome to another episode of me playing Create Mod in the End, where we've been slowly turning this big hunk of space rock into our very own cyber themed city. And like mentioned, we added those buildings in the previous episode, and now I want to do something different. I want to see if I can fill in this entire street with, let's call them canvases, because I'm going to do a bunch of buildings, but I'm not going to detail any of them. And we'll leave that for future episodes, which will really help us a lot, because then we have the space and we can just go in, decorate it, and place some create contraptions into those spaces. But before we can do any of that, I think I need to rip out quite a lot of this terrain, because I know the first building I want to do is right over here. So I'm going to rip out this piece of terrain, but then also just clear out the sides and the sides on that side as well. And then we can look at getting the first footprint in and building some building, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, well, so mining all of this out took way longer than I planned. And the reason for that being all the obsidian and crying obsidian. You see, I couldn't even vein mine it, because sometimes you'll get one block like this and vein mining it wouldn't do anything when we use the, say, 3x3 or the whatever. So yeah, it took a long time, but I think I cleared it out. So I also tried to step it in areas, so we have a shallow building over there that comes out a bit forward, which is this one, maybe one that goes a bit deeper, and then some that go into the mountain and stuff like that. So all of that's done, and now we need to go grab a bunch of bricks. And the brick I want to use for the building that I want to build is, can we see it through here? Yeah, there we go. I want to use that. I think it's just called dusk, the dusk brick. Yeah, we still have some dusk brick, so we need to go craft a bunch of dusk bricks. I don't think I've got any. I know we do have some clay, so we should be fine, but let's head on down here just to make sure, and we craft them while we're in the crafting or in our crafting room area. So we've got a bunch of the scoria as well. Can we craft some more? That's everything. Okay, but that should be fine. That should be fine for a start, because I'm just gonna block it out. I'm not gonna go ahead and texture or do any of those type of things for this build, because the main reason is I don't really know what I'm gonna do with the texturing, because it's quite a difficult brick. I guess I want to texture. Same reason why we didn't texture that one. So yeah, I think we're gonna just jump into it, start building this building. So this will be where I wanted to start, and then we can just run along this little edge like so, all the way to here, and then to that side. And while we do this, I got asked quite an interesting question this weekend in regards to our current Create series. And it was one of my IRL friends. She just said, or just asked, we were just hanging out casually in the Discord, and she's like, are you still enjoying this world, and are you missing the overworld? And it had me thinking for quite a bit before I answered, because yeah, I miss the overworld. Don't get me wrong, I do love this world. I love what I've been doing in here and everything, but I do kind of miss the greenery and the different biomes and stuff, because it's such a neat little thing to just fly around your world and see something new. Let's quickly do this. Restrictions on direction, target, similar, just up and down, I guess. That's not up and down. Let's just do it. Yeah, let's just do it none. So yeah, that was quite an interesting question, because like I said, I never really just think about it, but I do miss the overworld, and I can't wait to someday return. But it's not going to be now. So yeah, no. But anyway, let's continue this. So I do think this should be at least 13-ish blocks high, because I don't want it to be small. I want it to almost peek out at the back there. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Okay, so not even a full 10, and we ran out of blocks. Let's quickly grab one over here, because I think the thing I ran out of was, yeah, the normal bricks. So we need to go get some clay balls and smelt all of those. Just use this little hole, which I haven't fixed yet. So yeah, but I do think when we start a new series, or whatever the new series might be, it's not going to be in the end, and it's not just going to be in the nether. At least I think I need to take a break from just doing one season or one bio, to be honest, because I think I'll burn out if I have to do another, let's say, single biome challenge. So yeah, I just thought it was interesting, and I don't know if any of you ever wondered if I missed the overworld, but yeah, I do. Anyway, so let's quickly get up here, and we stopped at 10. Oh, this is so far. Not even where we need to be. Okay. Okay, so that's 10, 11, 12, 13. And this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do a bunch of these blocks, and I think we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 more blocks. And the idea is that I'm just going to leave them like that for now, and as the episodes progress, we already have our little blocks, and we can just go ahead and decorate each and every one of the blocks and put a contraption in it, and that way we save a bit of time on building these structures. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see how I'm going to do these, what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do that in a little creative world. So after I am done with the creative planning, I'll bring you guys back and we can have a look at what will happen next. I'm back, and I spent some time in a creative world just trying to figure out which color palettes we want to use on the buildings. So we have one that's going to be very dark, and it's going to run from dark to a lightish color. Then we have a lighter kind of build, which is more the grays. I am bringing in the dark prismarine again because, well, I like it. I think it's one of my favorite color blocks in this world. And then, yeah, it's just going to be a bunch more gray. And then the current dusk brick build that you guys saw me build just now while we were discussing my longing for the greenery of the overworld. So I'm quickly gonna gather all these things, and then when I'm back, we can look at maybe doing a little time lapse. Okay, so I grabbed everything on the list, and as you guys can see, it's all there. So we're going to have a little build montage. So grab yourself a little drink and a snack and sit back as we build the not so insanely intense blank canvases for some future builds. And it's done. Like mentioned, it wasn't a very, I want to say, decorative build montage, but it was us getting the blocks in place for the new main street. And I do think it looks really cool. This building in particular is just more of the same texturing we have over there that I brought into this area, and it's just to start it off. because like mentioned in a previous stream, I want to do some form of building on this side and then maybe have a walkway going up to that area, which leads into the big building that we will be doing in that area. But if we then run past here, we'll have a little street, we'll go down here, you'll turn this corner over here and you're in this main street. So it's very, very clean at the moment, just like this little bridge. So we will do some more trees and stuff on this and decoration, and the same that we're going to do there, we will add in here. But then also over here, I want to have a lot of doors. I want to have canopies coming over, want to add windows and just lighting and everything. I want it to be a lot more vibrant on this street, and the same goes for this. So currently this looks really good. So imagine all of this repeated in some form on the buildings on this side, and that will go all the way to the end of here. And then I might also look into already getting these builds in place. My biggest concern at the moment is the fact that we've got this really pretty window, and I don't know if I want to go too high. So maybe we can do some form of park or seating area where it ties into that area, but it's a bit elevated and it goes almost in a half circle and ties into this building, and it's almost like a little park or viewing point or something. Yeah, that's maybe an idea. But yeah, that's it. So what I've done, I've added my backpacks, put them all down here. So we're going to do a bit of decorating and building together on camera, and once I reach a point where I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going for, we will do the rest in the form of a time lapse. So yeah, let's just jump into it. And the building I want to start with is this one, because I do think if we can sort out this one, get some form of canopy in, it will just make it so much easier to know where we'll have the doors and everything on those. So what I do think is once we come out, you want to cross over, and we should have maybe our entrance in this area over here, something like that, and that goes into this area. And the idea for this building is to maybe do some form of cafe or shop or something like that. And can we just do this? We can we just go higher, so it's just a little bit easier to place? Oh, that's clever. Come on. Okay, yeah, then we can get up. So we have a little floor over here concealing all of this, and then making the second story functioning. And then from here, I also think we need to do some windows. So we know it's the corner, so it's 1, 2, 3. So we'll have that 2, 3 maybe, and then it's again 1, 2, and that's 3, and then another 3. I do like that, but I do think we need to rip out these and whoops, and maybe replace them with some half slabs, which by the way, I've got a cutting wheel in this now, so this goes a lot quicker. Where's the slabs? Something like that, and then we can't really use those to brick. Can I just get a proper scaffolding block? I should actually just invest in a backpack. It's about time. No, oh, oops. Not what I had in mind. Can we try this again? There we go. Because that makes the windows a little bit bigger, but it doesn't leave us with a little thin lip over there. So something like this. And then we can rip this out real quick. Yeah, I might move it up one because that feels a little bit too close. Yep, that's much better. We have our door over there, and now I'm thinking you're never going to pick it up really, but I might actually move the door over one. Let's do something like this. So it lines up there. Okay, that's perfect. And now the next question, well, not next question, next thing is I do want to create a canopy. And instead of having it leveled there, I want to hide this roof somewhat. So I'm wondering if I cannot do something like this. We can just do a few more. And then can I extinguish them? I do think I'm going to have to turn off automatic full swap for this. Whoop, the wrong button. That doesn't look bad. 3, 4, 5, 6. I was actually tempted to bring it out further, but I think it's going to not look too good. So I do think that works. And then maybe we can do this underneath it. Maybe one back. So we can do something like this. Can we connect? I just want to see what these look like first. Yeah, I do like those a little bit better. Something like this. That can be removed. That can just be a normal straight one. I do like it. My only thing is I think it might be too low. Yeah, let's quickly see if it looks better if it's higher. Okay, so raising it up actually looks better, and it almost kind of justifies the fact that we wanted to stick by or past this building, which I don't hate. It's gonna mean that we'll have to think of something else in regards to a tree or something, or we're gonna just have this run and have a little cutout in it if we do still decide to do a tree here, so the people actually build a canopy around it. But for now, I think I just want to do maybe something, no, like this. And then do this. And then this runs, okay, I don't like that. I think that looks too heavy. All of this kind of looks a little too heavy. Okay, let's just do that. Can we do shoot? Let's do a shoot. I wonder if we can make it go even thinner. Let's do, say, this. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. I do think we need to maybe pull it away from the wall, but I'll only know once I have the entire canopy in. Okay, the full canopy is in, and I'm just in the process of quickly adding these little stands just so we can see what it looks like. And let's have a look. Yeah, I do like that. I do like it. I did notice this one is built in the wrong position. So let's quickly just rip that out. Okay, these are axes. I don't even know why they get picked up with axes, but nonetheless. So we'll do one like that. We'll do two like that, one like this, and we can rip out those two. And then I'll shoot. Yep, that's better. I do like it. I don't mind it at all. I do, however, think that I am going to, well, I don't think, I knew I was going to do it. I'm going to replace some of these with trapdoors, and then I'm also going to leave some of them blank so we can, well, not blank, open, so we can have some leaves popping through. We can even do that. I don't mind that either. It just gives a bit of variation. And then let's do one over here. Just something like this, just to make this area look a little bit better. I am still happy with where the door is, and then I think we should maybe go 1, 2, 3 for a window. Quickly see, so it's one open on this side, one on, yeah, that's perfect. And then we can rip this out. Got enough tool shuffle on. But that should be it for the major detail on this little front porch. I do think that looks pretty neat. And now we can go ahead and add some boilers. I want to get up here real quick. Maybe add some boilers and stuff to the walls over there. Maybe even like little flower baskets and little canopies over the windows. And then also, let me just quickly go grab these things up here and then get onto the roof of that building. And then we can look at something up there. Okay, we're on this roof of this little container, and my idea was to maybe do something like this. because well, this little recess just looks really neat from the outside. So it's not just all one level. I know it's going to be one level on the inside, but we will address that. But for now, this just looks pretty cool. We've got that little dent, and then what I'm thinking is we might rip out this one though. Yeah, we might rip out all three of these. And then we'll do that for now, and then we'll do... What's the size of a slab? Oh, but we don't have to do that. We can just make use of these. True. I'm almost certain we can. And then we just do that. Yeah, that's going to work. So we'll have this little... Let me just get out of here. I don't want to break more of the terrain. Yeah, then we've got this little recessed ribbon running all the way around, and we'll just fill these in with some copycat bites. Don't have to do it on that side, so that helps a lot. And with these last few bites, can we... No, we need to select that block. Yeah, that looks pretty neat. Oh, I just fell down. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. And let's just see from the inside. Whoops, whoops. And let's strip this out. Yeah, that's pretty cool looking. And on this side, because it's against that building, we don't have to break our head about using copycat panels. We can just literally do this. Unless we decide to break into that building, then we've got another way of getting into it. But for now, I think that's perfect. So we've got that done. We've got our little cavity at the top done, and this building's already starting to look a lot better. Okay, so we've added some basics to this building, and honestly, it already makes a ton of a difference. And we can now go ahead and rip out the floor and get a new floor in here, and we can add some windows and all those type of things. And I'm not going to bore you guys with that. So I'm going to quickly finish up this little building. I'll bring you guys back and we'll see what it looks like when it's completed. So I spent a little time getting some things ready, decorating it a bit more, and I do think this looks kind of neat. I really like what it looks like at the moment. There is still a lack of decoration in this area, and a floor and all of those type of things. But that's due to the fact that we need to put something in here. So I don't want to do all the effort in decorating it all and then we replace it with whatever goes in there. So I do think it looks kind of neat. I did add some barrels and stuff, so they almost use this little canopy as a storage area. And then the same goes for the roof. Not really sure yet, but I do like it. I think it looks pretty cool. I think it really brings the street to life. But it also made me think and got me in the mood for decorating. So I'm gonna head over to a creative world, see if I can decorate one more of these buildings, and then we'll return in a little speedy build montage. So yeah, sit back, relax, and prepare for another build montage, I guess. Enjoy. In good old Yo fashion, we finished the building behind me and went overboard and did all the others as well. So keep in mind that these buildings will still have things inside of them, so they can change a bit on the outside, thus the decoration is different, I guess. But we also need floors, and there's nothing on the inside because, like mentioned, we need to fill these with farms. So I already have something in mind for this build, maybe 1 or 2 farms. We'll see. And then this one I've shown you guys already. But if we head on over here, we've got this little one and this little street saying Main Street, which I really like. Then we have this building, which is pretty cool as well. We changed up the glass so it's a bit different. So it's not the generic gray stained squares, but rather purple. And it looks pretty cool. And if we head on over here, we've got a final building on this side with a really big sign over there. And again, some open space. And then we can also then look at adding that little viewing platform in this area later on. We're going to have to change it a bit because it can't tie into, well, I guess it can still tie into this building. Oh no, this window comes down, so no, it won't. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. And if we head on to the top, just to see what it looks like from above. Can we land it? Yes, we did. This area, we've got this little container thing here. So I've got an idea for this building as well. And then we can maybe use this to transport the items to bring in some more movement. But then we've got this little area. So I kept it clean at the back because I don't know what this moving structure will look like. And if we jump on down here, we've got an opening for this building. And I generally do love the way all of this came together. And this is quite a lot. This is quite a lot of building for just one episode, I know, and not a lot of creating, but I promise there will be some of that in the next episode. But yeah, down in the comments, let me know, what do you think of the new main street? I know it needs a tree or two, and we will add those, as well as some trees on this little platform and that little area over there. But with that said, I think we need to go have a little look at our population counter because it needs to be updated. We are currently sitting on 10,737 citizens. That means we've gained a total of 35 new subscribers. If you want to contribute to the growth of the city, then do smash that subscribe button and help us reach our next goal. And just like that, another episode comes to an end, but I do think it was a pretty productive episode with the addition of not one, but not two, but 4 new empty buildings that we can use to build some farms in the following episodes. So let me know down in the comments, do you like the 4 new buildings? Do you have a favorite? And also do remember to like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet, as it really helps out the channel and helps me get these builds and buildings and videos out. Till next time, bye for now.